drug addicts and former drug addicts.
Wait, which one of us is after?
Former drug addicts, and we all spastics.
Let's grow Cryptard community. It's your boys, the Cryptards. You got Billy, Brandon, Ruhz back in the house for episode 2. To all of our brand new subscribers, thank you guys so much for subscribing, commenting, liking the videos. If you're not already subscribed, be sure to like, subscribe, hit that bell notification, follow us on all the socials at Cryptardz, and be sure to check out the Patreon, patreon.com/Cryptards. So what's been going on, guys?
Check it all out. Have to work on
Not
our
much,
OnlyFans in
Yeah?
the future
Not
as
much, man.
well.
How'd the Cryptards been this
chilling,
week?
man. Just been chilling, waiting on some work, you know?
Yeah, I feel you, man.
You know?
We're gonna be waiting a long time.
Yeah, that's why you guys should all be here tuning in, so you can make some money.
Hey,
if
but
you
our
don't have
boys,
any work.
our boys on Reddit are giving us work right now, and we're gonna get into that here in a little bit. The boys on Reddit are making work for everybody.
Yeah, those Redditors are going crazy. And with that, Billy, our first episode called the price perfectly. So
Let's go.
I was
Let's
able to
go.
buy in. I put a buy in at 28.9. So got to give props to our analyst over here.
Credit where credit's due. Let's go,
Make
Billy.
some money for me.
Reputation points up.
Yeah, I mean,
I
if
like
they're
it.
if they're
Kudos.
following our TA from the first episode, it should have at least gotten one fill. It's up 15% since then. Didn't quite make it down to our second buy target, but it's not over yet.
No, I think I was talking smack. I said we were going to be at 37. I think that's what I said last week.
Yeah, you a moon boy, dog. You that moon boy that's saying we're just going to the moon every day.
Yeah.
Bitcoin can't go down.
hodler.
It just can't go down.
No. It's going to keep going up. But I was off my target. I'm still in the profit thanks to Billy. Thank you, sir.
Thanks to you, man. You pulled the
Thank you.
trigger. You pulled
You
the trigger.
son of a bitch, I'm in. I got that one.
I mean, I know the story's on everyone's mind, so we can jump right into it. I mean, I know all of you guys out there have been following the news or
Crazy.
somewhat have heard about what's going on between Wallstreetbets, the subreddit thread, and all the hedge funds. There's pretty much an all-out war going on right now.
This is war.
There's
Communism.
war, and Wallstreetbets is out for blood, which they deserve to be. And what's going on with them? It's like, let's just start with atrocity. It's like we're gonna go over all the things that are going on. How big money is trying to control the trading for what do we call this? What kind of market?
Retail investors.
Where are the retail
Retail
investors? That's the
investors
word.
now, once retail investors learn how to use charts and all the information that's out there that hasn't ever been available, like it is for billionaires, and we pull the table out from under these motherfuckers who've been eating our lunch, then all of a sudden it's market manipulation.
Yeah, as soon as the people get into it, as soon as we have one good day of trading, like the hedge funds have been manipulating the market for years and years, and we have some picks that we're going to go over that they don't even mention. We're going to get into how Tupperware and Clean Spark in a bit. We're just going to show you the charts and the returns that no one even cares to mention.
No, they made
and we're going to act like
billions.
that's not market manipulation. And the second that the people actually do it, and what the people are doing isn't even manipulation.
No.
They're calling their bets. The people are allowed to place their calls, their option calls, or their puts on whatever they want to. It's a speculative market. They're speculating on the future. Now, if they're speculating it's going to be at $300 a share, that's their fucking option, and they have the right to do it.
Yeah,
and for
it's supposed to be a free market.
yeah, it's supposed to be. And then you have
That's
Robinhood,
crazy.
who calls themselves. They're fucking called Robinhood. But
Yeah,
they're
it's
the exact
ridiculous.
opposite. Instead of stealing from the rich and giving to the poor, they're now stealing from the poor and making sure the richest pockets get filled.
Yeah,
and the second we started making money, they're fucking
They're
cutting
shutting
access to
everyone
the app. You can't get on. They're auto selling your shares and cashing you out of the trades that you're in. Like, is that
That's
even legal?
insanity.
Someone tell me
It's
down below.
Insanity. That's why they're called Robinhood. They're robbing the hood. People in the hood are like, hey, we got these charts too. Screw these guys. They're shorting this for 140% of the company, the money that don't even exist. And we fight back one day, And all of a sudden, like, nah, you guys can't trade. You don't know what you're doing. You guys are children. This is communist America.
We're trying to we're looking out for you by selling the shares for you without your consent.
Yeah, we're going into your account. We're going to sell your shit.
How can that even be legal for them to cut out access for the public and then let the hedge fund managers and Wall Street trade? No problem. They're literally helping the billionaires cash out and fill their pockets. It's like if they're calling market manipulation on what Wall Street Bets did, what they're doing is a whole nother scale of market manipulation.
They're on another level. They're on another billions. You know, they could leverage 10 billion into 100 billion. And how's that not market manipulation?
That's not even manipulation.
They've been doing this
control.
for decades. Yeah,
that's not even market manipulation. That's
decades.
complete market control. That's not even manipulation at this point.
Yeah, it's they control the markets, and now they found out that the little guys, the retail investors, could actually do some damage when you guys want to be greedy fucks.
And I mean, if some of our viewers haven't heard of what we're talking about, you know, if any of you guys want to explain what's going on, right? Someone discovered that these hedge funds had huge stock or short orders placed on stocks like AMC and GameStop were the two biggest ones that went down. But yeah, they a big group. How many subscribers do they have?
So they have, but like a week ago they're about like 2.5 million, and just over the past week they're past 4 million now. But they're going through so much bullshit now. Well, we'll get into all the bullshit that they're getting into and how other platforms are starting to shut them down now and block their access.
But yeah, like the Wallstreetbets is a subgroup of Reddit on the forums. Yes. But yeah, they have this huge amount of followers and basically decided to bust a short squeeze on these guys. And the cause of it, I read on an article, one of these, I think it was Capital Ventures or something like that. They lost 20% of their portfolio because they had such huge amounts of money in on a short play on these stocks. And these guys grouped together, busted a short squeeze on these guys, and now it's taken the whole trading world by storm. You know, it's all over the place, all over social media. It's crazy what these guys were able to do. The little guys, just like all of us, pull the move that these guys have been busting on us for a long time.
And how did they even let this capital investment firm short 140% of GameStop's value?
That's the question.
How can you even short that much on a company?
Possible?
Like what? Like the SEC? Like how is the SEC even allowing this? And how isn't that regulated? Like they're regulating the public making decisions for themselves. People understand that there's a risk in trading. We all completely understand that there are risks in trading. That's our prerogative. That's our right to take that risk or not. The casinos, I can go to a casino right now and take out a casino loan and go gamble. They're not going to stop me from doing that. They're not going to automatically cash me out of my chips on the table. How does an exchange hold a right to even do that?
Exactly. I mean, we're in Vegas. We're based in Vegas. I'm sitting here checking my phone on the games I got to bet in on now. You gonna stop me from making bets in Las Vegas too? What's going on in the world? It's utterly insane. I couldn't even believe the stuff I was reading today. I'm in awe.
I give huge kudos to everyone that was involved in these short squeeze plays on Reddit, man. Kudos to you guys. You guys turned the tables on these motherfuckers.
Let's get them.
Huge props, and we have joined the battle with you guys. I am in on this battle, and I am holding bags with you guys until we moon with it. I'm holding, and I'm not selling. Let's go.
Money.
Let's go. And for those of you guys that don't know, this Wall Street Bets group, it's been slowly growing. It is a huge community of traders that are not associated with the hedge funds or big money. It's everyday average traders like us, and it's the biggest group of traders that collectively share information and their trading analysis, their thoughts, and there's an open forum and debates where everything is posted publicly and can be seen, unlike these hedge fund meetings that are done behind closed doors and private areas where no one ever knows what they're talking about. Everything that Wall Street Bets talks about is public. It's public forum. It's out there for anyone to see, and anyone can act on it, react on it. It's just it's a group. I mean, let's face it. If you take 4 million traders and combine them, that should be the biggest hedge fund in the world now. And now they're exercising their power.
Yeah, and now they're trying to shut us down. I mean, everyone on there are just like us, a bunch of non-working class schmoes that needed to find a way to make some extra money. We went from working class schmoes to non-working class. And, you know, now that we're getting in and finding out like, oh, wow, I could sit at home and make money and make a good amount of money. And then once we figure it out, these guys try and shut down our accounts. Like, oh, no.
With the exact same methods that these assholes have been using for decades and decades. The reason the 2008 collapse happened, and multiple families, mine included, lost everything. Like your house, your business, everything gone.
Yeah.
And then who gets bailed out? The businesses.
The banks,
to restart.
yeah,
the banks, the businesses. To restart. Not the people.
Quantitative easing. We're going to give all this money to you billionaires because you fucked up our entire economy. And now one day out of thousands upon thousands of days that we figure something out, you know, and get back at these douchebags. And this is where we're at.
I wouldn't even say get back. The public has figured out how to play the same game that hedge funds have been playing forever. And this is the first day hedge funds took an L. And this is what happens.
Think about all the gains that these hedge funds have been making over the years. You know what I'm saying? I think the last time something big like this went down, I read, was in 2008. A lot of retail investors took huge hits when these hedge funds basically took their money and ran. You know, everyone's buying in, they sell, they sold the top, leaving a lot of bag holders left in the dust. And that was retail investors like, you know, our families, you know, friends, families. Obviously, maybe back then it was could have been our parents, our uncles, our aunts. You know what I'm saying?
I had a house.
Mom, dad.
My house went from I think $480,000 we had bought. We had sold our first house, and overnight we got
80.
180. We went from $500,000 to 180 overnight. I went out. They even had the listings on our doors, and like, oh, our house is only worth 25% of what we paid for it.
This is Ruhz's personal opinion. We're at the top of another bubble right now.
Imagine all those, all the gains that these hedge funds have been making since then till now. To take a 20% hit off your portfolio, you know what I'm saying? That's a big win for the retail investors, and to be teaming up like this, you know what I'm saying? Maybe want to pull up
to team up like this, and for them to pull off something on this scale. It proves that the people still have power. That when the people actually unite, they have power over corporations. Over, like, I don't want to say over government. Like, we saw how the riots in the Capitol went down, so I don't even want to touch that with a fucking 10-foot pole.
It's the whole argument you have with technology. It's a double-edged sword. You now you have access to all this information, trading charts, analysis. You could pull up a company's P&E earnings. You know, whereas before the internet age took off, you would have to call and get paper to check out all of these statistics and everything. And now it's an even playing field now. We have access to all this information.
We have access to the same tool.
Yeah, I mean, one of the indicators, the whole reason this started was an indicator that showed that these hedge funds had 140%.
That's crazy.
Somehow 140% worth
with
of
10 times leverage on their shorts. What are you kidding me? You can put $100 million on a plate and actually end up having $1 billion on it. How the fuck is that legal? And like, that just shows how fucked our system is and how inflated these prices are. It's mind blowing. It's mind blowing.
The whole market. It's like I was talking about the flow of money. What is it called? I can't now. I'm having a brain spasm, but. All this money that they're printing, they're just giving to their billionaire friends. No banks are getting loans. I can't get a freaking loan. No one's
even
getting loans.
Aside, the money that these billionaires are putting in the market, they're only putting 1/10 of it and holding it 10 times.
Leverage. So
leverage position. A 10 times position than what they actually put in, and that's what they're holding and valued at in the market, which shouldn't even be allowed. Who's giving them 10 up to, like, I know it's some people even get more than 10. Let's face it.
The government, they know the government got their back. If they fuck it up, they're like, oh, the government will bail us out. Like they did the banking industry. Is like they don't care. They're too big to fail.
Yeah.
We're back to that again.
Let's jump in this article that Billy has pulled up for us. Billy, what's going on here?
So yeah, I mean, this is basically going over what we just talked about. GameStop and AMC being the two stocks that busted a huge short squeeze on these hedge funds. You know, the Wall Street giants are calling foul after having been beaten at their own game by a bunch of guys on the internet. Mm-hmm. It's hard not to cheer, and it really is.
Hey, cheers to you. Cheers
to you,
make and kudos to the group.
Wall Street make fun Bets. Of people living in their mom's basement again. See what happens.
First, let me take a drink to that too. Let's go.
This is what the all of us in our mom's basement can do.
I'm in my mom's basement. I wish I would have discovered this subreddit a few days ago. Shit. I don't know how I didn't see this. I'm on social media all the time.
I used to follow Wall Street. I mean, I've followed Wallstreetbets years and years ago, but I didn't ever follow it on a daily basis. And all of this started like between the 14th and the 21st of January is when all this planning and like execution started happening of when they planned it all out. The buys started coming in like of the week of the 14th. By the 21st, everything that they had on their list it pumped. Like they had GameStop, AMC, Express, Genius Brands, KOSS, SKT, Naked Brands. Like these are some of the main ones. What they did was they took the most shorted stocks by these hedge funds that made no sense, that were overly shorted past their market values, like should even allow. And then they decided to teach these hedge funds a lesson. Like that shouldn't be allowed. That shouldn't be possible. And now they should take their loss. That's just that's the game they play. And the fact that they lost, they don't get to change the rules and ban people from the public from being able to trade.
Yeah.
Which is what we're going through today.
You got to take it on the chin, like McGregor.
These hedge...
You got him.
And he took it. He took it like a G.
Yeah,
he did. Like that post-fight conference, it was not like, yeah.
He didn't get up and try and stop all the traders and all the fighters from being able to train. Like, you guys, no, I got knocked out. You guys aren't allowed to train anymore. You guys aren't allowed to eat healthy. No.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it seems like, these hedge funds were picking companies that were struggling during the pandemic. I mean, GameStop, they say, is struggling because of digital video game content that can now be downloaded. Not as many people are buying physical discs, so their revenue is dropping.
But this is right when the new consoles came out. I mean, the new consoles that that was giving their business a push.
Mm-hmm. But the fact that people are speculating that the future of GameStop is they have a high profitability chance of the future, that's on them.
Yeah,
they're allowed to speculate that.
Exactly.
Like
I mean, they're allowed to put that short play in play, but
doing
these
it
guys,
at 140% is un-American. These are brick and mortar stores that are struggling. It's un-American.
That's not even market manipulation at that point. That is market control, where they are purposely crushing a company.
Like that, yeah.
For them to place shorts like that, they were purposely making sure that GameStop got crushed.
Yeah, it's like I'm saying, it's un-American. It's ridiculous that you could even do that.
And they're getting taught a lesson. And the fact that, we're going to see, this is a giant battle that has started, and we're going to see how this plays out. Luckily, there's politicians on our side. There's huge actually hedge fund managers that are on our side.
Yeah, Chamath.
He's doing big things. He's on Tesla. I mean, Elon Musk and the Winklevoss twins.
Winklevoss twins, yeah.
And on top of all this, I think you just got a notification on your phone saying, because what happened this morning was Robinhood straight shut off all trading for these specific stocks. So no one could go in there and trade these stocks anymore.
You know what? I'm going to show you guys to prove it.
How are you going to control, what people can do with their money? You know what I'm saying? They're saying that they're automatically selling their shares because they're looking out for the retail investors,
You're looking out for...
All right, guys. So we are on the Robinhood app. So let's go ahead. Let's type in AMC. AMC actually is back. Just take that back. AMC was taken away earlier today. It is showing up back. Let me see if I'm able to buy it.
But back to my point, you just got a notification that Robinhood got hit with a class action lawsuit, right?
Class action lawsuit just a few minutes ago.
Just a few minutes ago.
I don't know.
That's why GameStop is even back on. So they went through hell today. They went through hell. So all day was gone. This is post-market, guys. We're shooting this episode on the 28th of January. This is 6 p.m. on Pacific time.
In Vegas.
In Las Vegas. So this is post-market. the entire day pre-market.
You couldn't even buy it.
They blocked access to all of the stocks that were on Wallstreetbets on the Reddit thread. I didn't mean to cut you off.
You think it was the SEC, the lawsuit?
I think as soon as you announced the lawsuit, because it just happened because I've been looking for these stocks on Webull all day and they haven't been there, and now they're showing up. And actually, it says this stock is not. I'll take that back. They're showing the chart and it says this stock is not supported on Robinhood.
Wow.
Trading options, none. I can just do a call option.
America.
So GME is not GameStop.
Get off Robinhood, sue them. Anything you could do to fuck them over.
Robinhood should burn in hell for what they're doing right now.
They're supposedly built for the retail investor to get in. You know, the everyday people that may not know a whole lot. You know, they're built so that these people can get a simple layout, simple trading layout, so that they can better understand how to buy and sell stocks. And then in return, once these Redditors came and turned the tables on these hedge funds, the Robinhood's actually looking out for the hedge funds by blocking out everybody from continuing to trade these stocks.
Because the Robinhood CEO and which capital?
Capital, I can't remember the name of it now.
I think it's Capital Ventures or something.
We'll get you guys a name here in just a second because we have some videos from Dave Portnoy and he gets into detail about these companies.
They're all friends. I mean, you figure these people that have that kind of money, who else are they hanging out with? They're hanging out with other billionaires.
Yeah, they're friends. So like they asked for a favor. They're the ones that called Robinhood and said, pull all of these stocks off your platform. We don't want any of your traders to be able to trade them. Yeah. And Robinhood listened. And how that was legal and how they're even going to be able to get away with that without an investigation. Because there's so many people that, I mean, it's inconceivable about the profit loss. Like, how are they even going to figure out the profit and loss that they caused?
It's
majority loss. Let's face it. It was only profit for the billionaires. They caused nothing but loss all day for your average retail traders.
Yeah, that's all.
Yeah, I know. You sent me a screenshot of one of these specific traders. One of his setups. He bought 27,000 shares at $7.
And big ups to you, man.
Yeah,
big ups to whoever you are. And I know you have been one of the leaders of this race to take back Wall Street for the people. So big ups to you, kudos to you. Today's return 3.8 million, total return 5.7 million, 27,000 shares of GameStop at $7.29 a share.
Yeah.
Can I borrow some money?
That's crazy. What is that?
Send me some Bitcoin.
Just send a couple of shares to the Cryptardz and we'll hold it for you. We're not going to sell it.
We'll put you on the show. We'll hold. We're here for the movement.
What is that, like a...
Just send me 3%.
$200,000 play at a close to a 10x leverage right there. That's take some balls right there. And look at that. Look at that return.
That takes a mission, and that person right there is a general in this war. That person deserves a general badge because that's someone leading this movement.
What you got on my 40?
Yeah, now I know that subreddit group. They're now planning on pitching in $1 or $2 to if they they got millions of followers. If they all can pitch in $1 or $2, I think they're all trying to come
get
up
a class
with
action, get a lawyer,
and anybody that's out there that's in a position where they can support or help. It's just $1. There's going to be a donation box set up. We'll put a link. In the direct. We'll put a link in the description down below for it. And we'll keep you guys updated on what's going on. But if everyone throws in $1, that saves everybody that's in on this movement that could possibly lose big from it. The way Robinhood is automatically taking over people's accounts and cashing them out, that can't be legal to do. They're causing a huge loss to people. So we need to make sure that there's a lawyer, one of the best SEC lawyers possible, on retainer for everybody involved in this movement.
Yeah, we need to hold them accountable.
If we get 4 million of these subscribers from this thread to each give $1, that we can get the best lawyer on retainer.
Exactly. We can go.
Not we personally. I mean we as in the movement.
Yeah. Not these. Yeah.
Yeah, I know we found a tweet by Dave Portnoy. If we want to give that a look, he had something, some of his own personal words to express.
Let's see
the Robinhood lockdown today.
Okay, emergency press conference time. Maybe the craziest one that I've ever done. And I've been ranting and raving all day. But what is going on Wall Street? The way they have absolutely cheated, stolen, robbed everyday people who have been investing with Robinhood and other E-Trade
Real
accounts
talk.
and all this stuff by saying, hey, hedge funds are getting smoked. Billionaires are getting smoked.
Which they deserve to be.
So we're no longer going to let you trade on certain stocks, GMC, AMC, NOC. We're just shutting it off. You can't buy those stocks anymore. You can only sell them. We are going to crash those stocks. So all our hedge
Can you pause
funds,
for just a
billionaire-
second? So he's trying, and which is true. They're trying to stop you from buying or selling these because they themselves
Shorted it.
are the ones that are heavily shorting these stocks.
Why else would they stop you from the Robinhood is? I would not be surprised if Robinhood is shorting their own, doing some illegal shit.
And
Why else would they stop it?
They have access to what, a quarter of a second faster trades than we do. So the
Yes, so
second
they
we
can
put a trade
front
through,
run.
their coded bots can throw in a trade before your trade even gets
Front run
through
you, yeah, this
and
is-
get in front of you to manipulate the market before your trade goes through.
High frequency trading and front running. That's what they do because they have the fastest connection speeds. And fuck them.
Fuck them and everything they've done. And this is why. Let's get back to what Portnoy is saying.
friends can get out and not get killed. It is one of the most remarkable, illegal, shocking robberies in the history, in plain sight. In plain sight.
Seriously.
No closed door meetings, nothing behind, just right in your
Publicly.
face, putting a gun in your mouth and saying, give us all your money. That is what Robinhood, crooks, jail, the Citadel, Ken Griffin, jail, Steve Cohen, the Mets owner, jail, are doing.
Oh, he owns the Mets.
The
I was
Mets
about to
are
ask
the
who was
baseball
Steve.
team.
Right
Okay.
in your face. They couldn't take that people on Wallstreetbets, Reddit, DDTG, fairly, open trade saying we're going to buy this stock, fair and square. We know
Completely.
there's risk. It's going up. We know we're risking our own money, but we want to do it. To then say, sorry, you can't do this anymore. We are going to crash and tank the market because our
insane.
billionaire hedge funds have shorted these and we don't
They're
want them to
heavily invested, and we need to make sure that we
Volatility.
make money.
We can't
Fuck
let
you.
yeah.
We need your
can't
money
let you
to make
invest
money.
and
Our
put your money
homies
at
are
risk.
losing out.
They
Too
have
bad.
no problem
Shutting
when
it
the hedge
down.
funds do it. When the hedge funds risk their firms and their livelihoods, that's fine. But oh, no.
They're
When
not
the
even
everyday
risking their
Jimmy
own
Joe
money.
wants
They're
to
risking
do
other
it,
people's money, and they're just
Investors'
gonna
money, yeah.
fucking get more.
They are robbing you. They are stealing from you. This is criminal. The Robinhood CEOs, they belong in jail. Ken Griffin, I just posted an article. He made $6.7 billion on the volatility of the pandemic. Now the volatility is a problem.
$6
Yeah.
billion since
Yeah.
March on the
This is
volatility of the
criminal.
pandemic. That means
This
since
is
March they've
criminal.
made
And
$6
the
billion.
scariest thing
Now
is
it's a problem.
It's in plain sight. They don't want you to win because they want to save their yachts, their mansions, and everything else they have. It's okay for them to risk money and make money, but if you risk money and make money, no, we can't allow that. You don't know what you're doing. The
not
only
smart
people
enough.
who are
We're
smart
not
enough
smart
who
enough.
are
They're mad
to
kids are
risk
paying
more
off
than
their
they have
student
are
debt
the
and
hedge funds
and
the
sending their
billionaires.
family members
And
to the
if they
hospital to
lose,
get
we're gonna
treatments they
save them.
deserve.
We're going to save them at your expense. We're going to put the gun in your mouth and we're going to take your money and give it back to the billionaires because only they can make money. I have never seen anything quite like
Just so
this.
blatantly.
It's shocking.
Yeah, just laughing at
And the
us.
fact that they
We're
clearly
gonna turn that off.
Robinhood and Citadel think they can get away with this, they have to go to prison. There has to be class action lawsuits against all of them. This would be the equivalent. I've said it. If you're in a football game and you go for it on fourth down, you don't get it, and then they call Bob, oh, we'll give you 2 more downs. You can't just change the rules without telling anybody in the middle of the game. Everybody was playing under the same set of rules. You can risk what you have, what your own money is, and if you make money, great. If you lose, it, great.
Everyone
This is not fair.
involved knows the
Billionaires,
risk.
The hedge funds
Yeah,
are saying,
it is.
sorry, we are going to stop letting you buy these stocks. You can only sell them. We're going to crash the market to get our money back. And all you people who got fucked, well, fuck you. Robinhood,
crazy as
prison.
fuck.
I spit a little bit. I want to spit went in Robinhood's eyes. The irony, Robinhood, who said free trade,
Right.
and Robinhood, we take from the rich to give to the poor. No, you don't. It's reverse.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Steal
that's
from
exactly
the
what
poor,
I was
give
just
it back
saying.
to the rich. You fucking scumbags.
They're pieces of shit. They're just horrible pieces of shit for, I mean, what the fuck they've done, what they're getting away with so far of doing. Because from what I've taken, is the SEC current chairman, she's on their side.
Yeah,
she's on their side. We have Janet Yellen on their side. So this is going to be a complete shit show. The way this is going to fucking play out, and where we're going to get to after this.
Yeah. Yelling. She's yelling about something all the time. Fucking now, not only is she trying to, pass regulation for Bitcoin, now they're looking into the situation. What fucking situation? People invested in something, and that's their right. And if people are going to lose money, people are going to learn. I mean, Billy, you lost a little money when you were learning about trading. Everyone understands, like, hey, I might lose this money. But sometimes you have to lose some money and make mistakes. Like, we're not children. Fuck Robinhood. Fuck the government. You can't have these people holding everyone's hands. If you don't make mistakes, you're going to fuck up bigger in the long term.
I mean, we do have some, a U.S. rep right here, AOC. She's obviously not down with that. You know what I'm saying?
And that's awesome.
We need more. We need more coming in and being on her side with this whole thing, you know what I'm saying? I would love to see after, all the shit, all the corruption that we've seen, I just want to see some action taken towards these fools, you know
Well, it's funny because everyone hates on her because she's progressive, and people think being progressive is somehow tied with being a socialist. And so I never understand the AOC haters and people, when she's calling for deregulate, these fucking jackasses that could, get bailouts from the government, these banks, and people want to hate on her saying that somehow she's a socialist. But we have this communism going on where Robinhood could shut down just the world's accounts.
Yeah.
But somehow
we have an oligarchy going on. We have a powerful few controlling many, and they control all the power, and we're seeing it play out firsthand of how they'll do it in plain sight without any shame or any kind of fucking values at all.
Yeah, but it boggles my mind, this whole,
I thought it was pretty cool to see a couple huge names like Elon Musk and Chamath. I can't quite pronounce his last name. And I think one of the Winklevoss twins was involved in it, and it's just pretty cool seeing guys like that getting on boards with the retail investors like us and helping.
It's good knowing we have support from big money also. Isn't this that there's actually big money out there that's still for the people. That's nice to know.
Yeah, we need more of that.
So
I know Chamath decided to take his original purchase and as well as his profits and donate it to the Barstool Fund.
And that was really cool.
That's pretty cool, yeah. And as of today, they have raised $33 million. It's pretty cool.
$33 million for small business relief, and that's all. I mean, we know small businesses are hit the most, and they're getting no money because, let's face it, that's what we're talking about. The only stimulus money or actual. This money for
the city of New York
relief.
Basically told them,
we sign up for some of this.
The city of New York basically are telling all the small business owners in New York to shut down shop and take their loss.
But
go
fuck yourself.
Dave Portnoy from Barstool Sports decided to create this fund in effort to keep them alive, and something that the city wouldn't do for them. I think it's pretty cool on his end to create this fund for them.
If you're gonna have companies shut down, you need to pay them.
I mean, these guys are true patriots. They're for the people, and they're doing their best to help the people.
Yeah, exactly. Kudos to them for freaking doing that, and having a AOC. To
kudos to her.
Yeah,
Dave Portnoy, kudos to you. Chamath, kudos to you. Winklevoss twins, kudos to you guys.
I like Chamath. I like that dude. He's a billionaire, and he comes out and talks trash about letting these billionaires lose all their money. And CNBC, a couple analysts are like, "But you're a billionaire. You're one of them." He's like, "Well, I don't care. These businesses need to fail, And when it comes down to the government supporting these jackass billionaires and bailing them out all the time. And now they're piling on to the small guys again. Here we go again.
This whole thing's been crazy, man. Just a few days can create a huge whirlwind in the trading markets. It's crazy just to watch.
Yeah, I mean, and what's being exposed The fact that the people got away with it for one day, but it's been going on every single day since the stock market's been here, and no one's ever, like, we haven't questioned it before. The second the people make money off of it, it's the biggest problem in the world.
What do you? I mean, is it this? Do these people not have public relations company? I mean, is Robinhood? I don't understand. Don't they have a public relations company? Like, hey, you probably shouldn't do that. There's going to be some backlash. I mean, Robinhood has to be like one of the most hated companies there are in the world.
I don't think they care, man. They made so much money. Like, it's about, all right, do we take the backlash and do we pay a $10 million fine when we pocketed $1 billion, which we can easily pay off? Let's take that route.
It's crazy. They're just like, yo, we're Nazis. We're gonna wear Nazi flags, and we're just gonna shut down your accounts, and we're gonna.
That's what they're
doing. And they just, I don't understand. Where's their PR firm? What you guys?
That is them controlling your money. How is that not them not physically coming in and just controlling your money?
It is.
It's crazy to think all the people that trusted these hedge funds with their investments. You know what I'm saying? And for them to lose, or at least one of these companies to lose 20% of their, portfolios.
Well, that's why I wanted.
Now these people are looking at their accounts
pensions
like, what the hell? I'm down 20%. What the hell? Talk about risk management. You know how important people talk about risk management. These guys are over here busting leverage shorts at 140%. Trading positions. It's nuts.
It doesn't even make sense how it's possible.
It's crazy.
I don't even know. I have to look, even do some research.
They were trying to take game.
Well, I understand how it's possible. I just don't understand how the SEC allows it. Let me rephrase. I don't understand how it's allowed.
But the SEC wants to come after Bitcoin. That's why I'm long on Bitcoin. I'm a hodler for life. I don't care what.
Hodl those bags.
Hodl. I'm all in for, just because of this reason. Fuck banks, fuck these institutions, fuck them all.
To those of you that are part of the current movement, hodl, man. We're hodling GameStop, AMC, Express, Genus, Cost, SKT, Naked, Nokia, holding them all.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy to watch. But yeah, I know on another note, we got some more big investment firms trying to get into the Bitcoin movement. I know you had.
Who is Ray Dalio?
I know you had.
Ray Dalio is the CEO of one of the largest hedge funds that there are. What
is it? Bridgewater.
Bridgewater
Associates.
So he's the one that controls $160 billion. That's his.
They are the largest hedge fund.
Got it. Okay.
Managing $160 billion.
Yeah, he used to be a Bitcoin hater. He has been, but now all of a sudden they're coming around. We're forcing them to come around. These people that have always been talking smack. Ray Dalio,
that makes
Peter
sense.
Schiff. I mean,
these guys are old. These guys are old. They don't understand Bitcoin. They don't understand what the algorithm or the blockchain.
Exactly. So that shows you exactly how big Bitcoin is going to be, in my opinion. Regardless of trade analysis, which Billy is our guy on that. I'm going with sentiment, and people are angry and they want to put their money someplace where the banks can't fuck with you. And you could have your own money. You own it. No one can rob. No one's going to come and shut you down. You have, exchanges can be shut down, yes, but your Bitcoin, you own it. You could find another exchange to have it on. So it's finally coming full circle where these old jackasses that barely understand what it is have to put their money in even.
Well, I don't even know if they're understanding it. What they've understood.
They don't want to miss the train.
Yeah, they've learned that it's not going away. I don't think that they grasp the idea of it. But they have grasped the fact that it's not going away. So we need to either be in on it or we're gonna miss out.
A lot of these investment firms, I already know, we're expecting a double top all-time high of 20K. Super crazy rejection of 50% correction on the last 20K, peak. But since we've broken all-time highs and just been having a crazy run, it's been catching the attention of a lot of investment firms. And that's what caught Ray Dalio's attention is, the continuation of the trend after 20K. And basically, the value of the U.S. dollar has been dropping. And according to this article by Sam Borghi from Cointelegraph, he's looking for an alternative to inflation, to the devaluation of the U.S. dollar. He wants to secure the valuation of his investors' money. So now he's looking at Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies.
So he's trying to keep that $160 billion $160 billion.
Yeah, he's just trying not to lose money.
Because, I mean, let's face it, if you keep your money in dollars, you're kind of screwed. Anything like cash is not good right now. It never has been, but at this point, it's definitely not good.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the fact that this guy is thinking about, but how much of their actual net worth do you think would actually go into crypto? If they're holding 160 billion, I don't think they'd do over. Exactly. I don't think they'd go over.
They'd probably start.
They're gonna
small,
test they're gonna test the
1-2%.
waters, and they might. Who knows? They might even be putting more in, off the balance sheets. But they're gonna test it out with 2%, and doesn't matter how much they put in. It's the perception of the overall market. People are.
What is the Bitcoin market at around right now?
Are we at 1 trillion, or did we go back down? We dumped. We were maybe at 700 billion. I know before the dump we had hit 1 trillion.
We're getting close to a trillion.
So
we're getting close to a trillion. Okay.
Well, I know I did read an article saying that a lot of these there's a Bitcoin ETF that they want to come into play, but they want to see it get up to 2 trillion.
2 trillion market
I
cap.
think it's
so
little
it's less volatile.
I think it's a little under 1 trillion. It might be around 1.
I know we hit 1
right
trillion when we were at the 40K mark.
We're gonna see how that plays out with this current SEC chair and everything else going on.
But yeah, I mean, according to this article,
Janet's yelling again.
Janet's yelling.
According to this article, they're basically saying that Bridgewater is focused on providing alternative stores of value via alt cash funds that can protect investors from currency devaluation. So,
Precious metals and stuff like that. Is that what they do? Like gold and stuff?
Well, I mean, according to this, he's looking at he's flipped his opinion on Bitcoin.
So he's
the value of Bitcoin's been rising.
It's just as good as gold.
Down.
I think it's way better than gold, but these people are all flipping their opinion.
I think this old ass dude's having FOMO. Let's see how it plays out.
Let him FOMO in.
But yeah, I mean, even if
make my Bitcoin go to the
moon. MicroStrategies, they were able to raise about $1 billion or something like that,
and they just bought in recently for some more. MicroStrategy did
for another like 500 million or something like that. I think I read. But if you think about Bridgewater coming in, putting 2% of their 160 billion. That's $3.2 billion added.
Yeah, just from
that's
one.
That's already
one
3
entity.
times more than MicroStrategies.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's just from one entity. And once they're homies, once these guys get together, like, yo, how much do you make? Hey man, Billy Bob made 500 million in 2 weeks, and then they're gonna start all like, yeah.
But that's enough of a buy.
I do think that Bridgewater's not going to take the plunge until they see what Janet Yellen has in store for these regulations. You know what I'm saying?
This is going to be an interesting month.
She has no clue about.
That's one name we should all be focusing on and keeping up to date with as far as
keep an eye on what she's saying.
What is she planning on doing? You know what I'm saying? We have another article here about the regulations that Janet Yellen has in store. We touched on this on episode 1. They basically want more of a track record of wallet-to-wallet exchanges.
Transactions,
you know what I'm saying? They want to have a better, clear vision of how this money is being transferred, who's it being transferred to.
They want to track you as usual.
They want to,
but it's gonna be a little difficult because she's part of the U.S. She's part of the United States U.S. Secretary. You know what I'm saying? And what about all these out of country exchanges? They can't control their money or their wallets and stuff like that. So that's the sticky part about it, And I think
it's going to be impossible. It's the whole reason that Bitcoin was born was to decentralize finances.
Centralize the system.
And
the blockchain is the blockchain is a ledger. The ledger is there.
It already
exists. The ledger is there forever until the end of time, and it can never change. So there's your history right there. If you want to track every transaction, it's there till the end of time. You can track it as much as you want.
I personally think it's just going to make Bitcoin go higher because more people are seeing how retarded our fucking financial system is and what a sham it is and how corrupt.
I mean, they've already been starting to make these moves, obviously. Binance locking out all U.S. users to, now they have Binance U.S. There's the FTX US.
That's just so the SEC can regulate it? Is that what they're doing?
I think it's just so that they can combine all the US traders to go to one specific exchange that follows regulations.
And they can monitor every transaction.
So that they can dive in deeper to see, okay, where is this wallet sending this? And the know your customer, you're forced to do your know your customer on the US exchanges. Now they know who you are, they know your wallet address, they can tell where you're sending money to, based off of your addresses. And I think slowly, little by little, I think every exchange, if the U.S. Crypto traders want to trade in the U.S., they're going to force you, or at least attempt to force you to go to a U.S. exchange. I mean, I know there's some workarounds on getting around that, but how long
get a VPN.
But you have to be. I mean, that's so many tricks you have to use to do it. You got to be a little tech savvy to even do it. Your average person isn't. Let's be real. Your average person isn't going to go through those steps to even do it.
But what's
show
crazy?
You how. What's crazy? What I read the other day was, yesterday was, they want, like Kraken, for example, they want them to hold 100% inventory of cryptos. You know what I'm saying? Where when banks don't need to hold 100%.
So they want Kraken to have 1-to-1 with their stable coins and have that in reserves. But a bank is on obviously the fractional reserve lending standard they used. So they got to have $1 million, but they could lend out 10, 15 million. I mean, I think the average fractional reserve lending rate used to be, they were leveraged at like 8-to-1. But crypto companies, it's got to be 1-to-1. It shows you how corrupt our system is and what a communist country we live in.
And I know some are arguing that, the more regulations that come into play with crypto, it's lessening the opportunities for cryptocurrencies to evolve and innovate. You know what I'm saying?
Well, who's going to want to live in America where they're trying to stifle technological creativity? Like, hey, government, we're designing a whole new financial system that could help the common people, as far as transacting money, making money, cutting out the middlemen so working class people could have a little more money. No, we're shutting that down. No, technological advancement, no, we'll leave that to China. We'll let China beat us and everything. But no, any kind of innovation, no, we're not down with that shit, man. We're not down with that.
I know there's other politicians, in the whole political field that are trying to tell them to, calm down. Let's give them a little bit of time to innovate and see where it goes, see how it can help us and stuff like that. So. Who knows?
A couple
maybe
congressmen have said that. I forget who it was specifically that said, you're stifling a whole industry if you pass these regulations.
Yeah, I'm sure eventually the regulations are going to be going enforced full tilt, but who knows? Maybe Janet Yellen will calm her old ass down and take it down a notch and let these companies innovate.
God damn it, Karen Yellen. Janet Yellen.
Let us trade and be free,
she's pulling a fucking Karen on the whole industry.
During these times, we need to take advantage while we're not living in fucking Nazi Germany, you know what I'm saying? And take advantage of these times and do what you can do to make some money.
That's right. And we're going to keep you guys updated on what's going on with Janet Yellen and that whole matter. We'll give you guys updates every week. It's your boys, the Cryptardz, guys. We're going to take a quick break, and we will be right back. Let's grow, Cryptardz community. It's your boys, the Cryptardz. We're back at it, back from that break. So before we move on, I just want to touch a couple of things real quick. I want to get back to the Wallstreetbets story. I just want everyone to know, everyone that's thinking about following Wallstreetbets, just know because of this, all this attention and media and this huge growth that they've had in the past week, there's obviously a lot of infiltration and fake news, a lot of scams going on, a lot of people creating accounts that look similar to Wallstreetbets. They're using the same name, they're using the same image, very similar names. They'll say like WSB at Wallstreetbets or at Wallstreetbet mod moderator. It'll have like all these little words after to try to make it look official, and they're copying the same
Wall Street
images
bets with 2 S's, Wall Street Bets OnlyFans or whatever. Yeah, just something different. There'll be a little Wall Street Bets ...
like our boy Dave Portnoy accidentally tagged the wrong a fake moderator of Wallstreetbets in a post that has now like 500,000 followers. So the wrong person now has 500,000 followers that can put out all kinds of misinformation and scam all these traders, and 500,000 people that this person has access to scam. Yeah. That's a lot of fucking people. So be sure that you're following the right channels. We'll post the correct channels for you in the description down below also, but just be sure to watch out for that.
The right channel is right here where you're at.
Cryptardz.
We'll let you know what's going on.
So, Billy, let's jump in. Yeah, let's see what you got for us, Billy.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, this is actually something you were telling me about, how the iPhones, Apple is trying to remove the Telegram app from our phones without us even knowing it. So
that's something that we all need to watch out for. Now, we were just talking about Wallstreetbets and their channel, their Discord server. The Discord server got taken down and banned for they called it racist rhetoric or something for racism. Now, how at the Wallstreetbets channel had racism? I mean, let's face it, that was big money behind that move that controls Discord and that runs Discord.
Who owns Discord?
That's something we need to find out. We need to find out who owns Discord, because obviously it's controlled by big money.
Yeah, who's in cahoots with Discord?
For them to take down apps like this and to take down a group while there's all kinds of off the wall heinous shit groups on Discord that have never been touched. Let's face it.
I mean, people are getting paid off. Robinhood CEOs getting paid off to lock it down.
These guys
Discord
are in the back alley with
fucking
fucking suitcases of money. When they're fucking idiots, they should just have a USB.
This needs to be investigated. Like Portnoy said, these people need to be held accountable, taken to jail. There needs to be investigations on this. You need to go to court.
Executions. I'm all for executions, chopping people's heads off in the street.
We're going Saudi style.
Extreme category.
We're going Saudi style. Arab money up in here.
The Pakistani ponderer over here has ideas, and I'm down with them. I'm down with chopping their heads off.
Hey, what's the theory? I mean, Saudi Arabia, I think I remember it was like first offense of stealing, they rip your nails out. Second offense, they cut one hand off. Third offense, they cut your second hand off, and now you can't ever steal again.
Yep. Yeah, that means we're going to be chopping up some CEOs.
And you know who's a thief. Oh, you're missing nails? What the fuck did you do? Oh, you're missing a hand? That's fucking suspect. You're missing two hands? Motherfucker, you suspect as fuck.
Listen,
stay away from me.
If you see me pulling up to some random hospitals selling body parts, just don't ask questions. Kidneys? I got a few. Robinhood kidneys. What do you need? I got some shit.
But I mean, back to the story. The fact that Apple has the right to control your phone and that they can automatically take down an app like Telegram, which is just a secure messaging platform that anybody can use and create your channel to communicate with your fans or for your business or for your group, for your game, anything that you have going on. It's just a secure encrypted messaging platform, which the fact that because of this whole thing and the fact that Wallstreetbets has a Telegram group just like millions of other people, they had enough money to take Telegram off of Apple, off of all of iPhones, and this is going to happen unless you guys follow the steps that Billy's about to show you guys right now. So I'll switch over to full screen so that you guys can actually see the steps in full.
Here we go.
So here's step by step. So what you're going to want to do is you want to go to the settings in your iPhone. Go down to screen time. Make sure you have screen time enabled. If it's not enabled, go ahead and enable it and go hit yes and all the little goes on the bottom of the screen. And then you should be in the screen number 2 over there. Yeah. And you're gonna click on content and privacy restrictions. Under there, you want to make sure that it's checked green and is turned on. And then click on iTunes and App Store purchases. From there, there's an option that's called deleting apps, and it's always set to allow. That's what you want to turn off. That's where Apple gets to control your phone, and they have access to your apps, which they shouldn't. And I'm surprised they even gave us the option to do this. Let's face it. So let's go ahead and go to deleting apps, set it to don't allow, and now they can't take that app off your phone unless you take it off your phone. But who knows how long they even let it run on their system? Well, that's even questionable.
The next iOS update won't have these options, and it'll just be built-in default allow. Like, come on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't be surprised if that happened.
I wouldn't be surprised one little bit.
My mind is blown that they do this shit. It shouldn't be, but this is what I'm talking about, how fucking you need to be into cryptocurrency and Bitcoin, and you need to be learning about this new technology. It's like learning about the internet when it came out, or email. I remember seeing news articles on TV where people are like, what's this email stuff? Like, this is never going to catch on. Like, what is this email? .com? What the .com? What? I don't. Is this ever going to catch on? And this was all in the mainstream media,
and we have
the morning news.
And now we have a name for it. Isn't it called snail mail now? I remember the first time I heard someone say snail mail, I was like, did I miss out on something? Like, is there a new fucking mail system? The fuck?
What would be cool is if, now everyone uses email, and it's like, sending a postcard or a letter in the mail is so obsolete now. Everyone's doing email, but
technology eats everything.
But think about Bitcoin and USD. It's like, how cool would that be if down the line it's like everything's super digital, and seeing a paper dollar is so
gonna
obsolete.
be weird.
It's gonna be like,
honestly, I think we've been coming to that point for a while now.
Yeah.
I think
our grandkids, we have $1 in our wallet and show it to our grandkids. We're like, what is that?
Well, it's like when you get a birthday card from your grandparents and they're like, they send you $2.
No.
Don't spend this all in the same place.
I mean, they've been trying to make this push towards all this money. All the money we're getting, like all that stimulus money, your bank account, the fact that we all have mobile banking now and everything's done on our phones, like, money is digital now. Money is not physical.
We've been going
we
this
only
way
keep
for a long time.
just enough physical money to tip our waiters and waitresses,
or buy drugs, or do something retarded with it that you don't want. We've been digital for a while. That's why they're all scared.
Even drugs now fucking take.
Yeah, this is true.
They take digital. Let's face it.
What's your Cash App?
You go into a legal marijuana dispensary. They have ATMs right there.
Yeah,
you can just take out, or some of them accept cards. You can place an order online. Use a debit or credit card.
Yeah, we're already there, folks. So you just need to get in on this goddamn revolution and start buying some Bitcoin. That's all there is.
Definitely. I mean, we've talked about this before. Always be investing. Always be investing a small portion of your income that's disposable into whatever store of value or gain or asset that you find, whether it's Bitcoin or stocks, bonds. Options.
Land, gold, buy assets, because money is trash.
Cash is trash.
This is not financial advice. I forgot to say
we do not. Yeah, we're Cryptardz here. We're just giving you
our opinions,
and our information. That
this is basically our journey, our story of what we've been doing, and
this is what we're interested in, and we just feel like sharing it with all of you guys.
Yes,
and I mostly just share my mistakes so that you guys don't make the same mistakes.
We're trying to grow the community. Like, before I understood any of this, I've watched other YouTube videos and learned. I'm like, wow, it's actually a community. So talking about Bitcoin being a community, it's awesome, because my daughter sent me a message and wanted to give a shout out to Swagman, because now my 13-year-old daughter, she's part of these TikTokers. She shares our videos and laughs and sends me messages. But the point is, Swagman, he wanted to know if he should take out his profit. We appreciate you. Here's my message from my daughter. Dad, look, my friend invested. And that's what we're trying to do here, grow a community, and these younger kids getting into it. So just having my daughter ask me about finances and learning about investing, same thing with my son.
That's just so awesome to see, like, the interest of kids, right?
Yeah, and this is mind-boggling that we don't teach this in schools. So the fact that I'm able to get my kids, Dad, what's Bitcoin at today? What percent is it up? And once you get kids learning about percentages and money, and they can earn money. I mean, think about it. If this was taught in school and they're actually like, my Dogecoin went up 5%. You're teaching kids about math, interest, investing. So, Swagman, just hodl. Yep. That's on hold, brother. At 1024 in 5 years might be 1,000, might be 10,000. So you're on the right track. Stay here with the Cryptardz. Luna, I'll let you know when I put your money in.
Big ups. Just like if keep throwing all the extra allowance money and save money, at least half of it. Just keep throwing it in.
Yeah,
and
just
if
you're
hold
making
it.
money cutting lawns. I know we live in a desert. I don't know what you do, pull weeds or something. Take that money and put 20% at least in. So that's freaking cool stuff. With that,
That's awesome, man. That just like the fact that kids are doing that instead of like, I mean, there's so much other shit that they can be doing with their time. They can be playing games. They
I got him off of Minecraft for that long to send me messages about, Dad, what's Bitcoin at?
Yeah.
Like they're gamers. They play games all day. All three of my kids. So the fact that I could get them off of there to even check the price of Bitcoin or even talk about it.
That's setting them up. That's kids setting up for the future right there.
Hell yeah. Well, I want 10% of all the money that you make, though. I want my cut. I want my cut.
The wallet address is down below in the description.
Yeah, we'll have a QR code up there for donations.
So what you got going on over here, Billy?
Do we have some lessons going on? What's happening?
Checking out the recent price action of Bitcoin here. Should we go over maybe some potential price predictions of what's going on here?
You want to do?
Yeah.
You want to do that first and see what's going on this weekend? Yeah. What do you think?
Yeah, let's run through price, where we think it's going, and then I can show you guys.
And like I said,
lesson here.
Last week he called it to almost to the dollar, and I bought in at 28.9. We're sitting at 33.9. What percent is that I make, Billy? Are you able to measure that?
28.9.
I had 5K sitting on the sidelines like I always do. I do a 70-30 split. I keep 70% of my money in, and I'll take out 30%. So I had 5K. So what did I make?
So you're up almost 19% right
19.
now.
There you go. That's money in the bank.
This is what we're doing here at the Cryptardz community, trying to make you some money.
And if you guys want access to these charts that Billy publishes, be sure to follow him on TradingView, and I'll post that link down below in the description. So be sure to follow all of Billy's charts, and you guys stay up to date.
Anytime I see something important happen to market structure, I'll post an update on our TradingView page, and you guys can stay up to date there as well. But yeah, as far as right now, I know we did an update video a few days ago talking about potential price movements. It was looking like we were going downtown to the 28K region to clear this 27.7K
But we didn't sweep
low.
it, huh?
No, we did not.
Almost tapped it.
So my prediction was to come up here, hit the 12-hour supply, and come down to sweep that swing low right there.
What's the 12-hour supply mean? What is that? Is that what?
Let's see. Let's go over to this 12-hour chart. So we have a 12-hour order block right here that's basically preceded this down move. So you just mark that off, and since it's a down move, we mark it down as supply, since that was where a lot of the sell-off happened. So there was a lot of available Bitcoin to be sold off here.
See,
So basically what we were looking at
I'm
was
learning as well.
rejection at the 12-hour supply, and then a down move to sweep this low at this 27.7K region. We didn't quite make it all the way down there. Instead, we had somewhat of a reversal, but you can see we're at the 12-hour supply now. So
is that acting as resistance?
It's acting as resistance right now. We can't really say that. I mean, it looks like a bullish move, yes, but we can't say that it's an impulsive bullish move that's gonna reverse us up to new highs quite yet, right? We need to get above this 12-hour supply zone and close on a high time frame before I get too excited about an upwards continuation.
So what do you think we're gonna do this weekend? Like weekends are always weird. I would a lot of before all this craziness happened on the weekends, it would usually dump on the weekends, or it'd be pretty sideways. So I would put buys in on the weekends. Like I would buy the dips, but now it's changed so much that it's.
Yeah, I mean, I always think about. I always have my bullish bias and my bearish bias, you know what I'm saying? So right now, as we mentioned, this 4-hour demand, this green zone has been holding up as pretty good support.
Yeah, it looks like we have a couple candles on there
since the correction started.
We got a seance going on.
Just an update on a couple options. The bullish option is to break this 12-hour supply, potentially hit some resistance around this area, come back down to retest, potentially clear this day one supply and off to new all-time highs. But I'm expecting somewhat of a rejection here.
Yeah.
We may just bounce, like I said, around this zone. Just run sideways. Maybe. Sorry, let me redo that.
And as we go sideways, that might be some opportunity for alts, but that's a whole other thing we could get into.
So yeah, man, I think maybe we reject here, come back down to retest, and then maybe little by little create some higher lows in some form of an ascending wedge before breaking out to the upside. That's just one theory. We don't know what's going to happen. That's the bullish bias right there.
So, just a quick question. I always thought that a descending wedge usually indicates a pump, and an ascending wedge usually indicates a dump incoming.
If price was coming down, if that was a ascending wedge as price came down, so let's say price came down, right, and then we started building an ascending wedge, that could also be referred to as a bear flag. And then usually they break to the downside and continue downwards reversal. But since we're coming from the upside here, if we start creating some form of an ascending wedge this way, it's
bullish.
People will trade based off the formations, but they're hit or miss. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We just really got to play it level by level. We really don't know what price is going to do.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the mom index.
It's weird because this wedge is a little hard to call because it's perfectly ascending and perfectly descending. They're like the highs are always lower than the last, and the lows are always higher than the last. It was like it was staying in perfect form. Usually, either the lows will overlap and the highs will keep coming down, or the highs will overlap and the lows will keep coming. Like it'll be symmetrical going one way, which is usually easier to predict.
If you look at this as well, we came up, right, and we started creating some form of a wedge. It's not I don't know if you would call this an ascending wedge or not, since the tops weren't even, but I don't really pay too much attention on whether it's an ascending wedge or just like a regular wedge or whatever, but gotcha. I just play it level by level, and if we lose supports, just stay cautious. That's what I'm thinking for this. If we continue to break up to the upside, potentially hit some resistance and just create some form of bullish pattern that could potentially signal us for more upside. That could be a possibility too. We really don't know.
Be prepared to buy if it goes down.
This 12-hour supply really is an important level. If you watched our previous episode 1 and our update video, you would have gotten filled on this bid 1, which we had about 25% of our position filled. I was expecting more downside to get filled, 50% more of our position filled here. Didn't quite get that yet, but it's not over. We haven't cleared this 12-hour supply. So the bear scenario is, okay, we're at our 12-hour supply that we rejected off once before there. Bear scenarios, maybe something like this. Come down, get our fill before continuation up. All right, so I use the long tool to
me too,
to kind of guesstimate where
same page here.
If we do end up getting filled, if we do have the bear scenario, we get rejected off here once again, and we do sweep that low and get filled 50% of our position.
You think we're gonna hit that 27?
It really just depends on if we get above this. If we get above this red zone, maybe not.
I'm gonna put a buy in
if we get rejected here and we start heading back down, we get some high time frame closes below this blue zone or this green zone. chances are likely we come down here to sweep that low. I don't know. Nobody knows.
Sweep the leg, Johnny. Sweep the leg. I'm gonna have a buy down there just in case.
It might go down.
And this is the weekend, so I'm working on the mom index. She's gonna go up and down all weekend, and this is.
But now, if you have two scenarios in play, like if you were a trade analyst and you have a bullish scenario, you have a bearish scenario. Now, how do you place trades to cover both angles?
So let's say if we come back down and sweep this low and we get filled for this 50% remaining bid, because right now we're only 25% filled, based on how we've calculated our risk. You know what I'm saying? We got 25% of our position filled at this wick. If we come back down and get filled for 50% of our position, our average price entry will be right here where the black line on this long tool is. We'd place a stop loss below these wicks right here, below the day one demand, because I'm expecting it to hold. You know, if we get a wick in here and continuation up, this was my potential long play. Average entry right there at the black line. Exit here, take profits.
What's that price there?
Maybe not fully exit, but definitely take 30? Some profits here. But that was if we got this 50% play, right? 50% filled, but we didn't get that.
But so with 25% filled, would you just hodl here, or would you take at that H12 supply? Would you take profit there and then buy back on top of it, or would you just hold?
If we were if we were heavier invested, if let's say we filled 50%. At this level, if that's what we decided to do, maybe I would decide to de-risk here, maybe take half off the table, so I'm only have a 25% of my position open because there's a potential chance that we reject and come down again. Who wouldn't want a little bit of profits to compound lower, you know? But since we only got 25% of our position filled here, I'm just going to leave it there. Now, let's say the bullish scenario does play out. Where would you look to add, right? So bullish scenario, we break to the upside. We come down to retest this 12-hour supply. I'd be adding 25% of my other position there, right?
Gotcha.
That's now new support with that supply.
Yeah, resistance flipped into support. It's a supply zone. It's resistance now. We obviously know it's been rejected once. So, yes, the supply is acting as resistance. We're at it again. Who knows if we're going to break it? We'll see. So the bullish side, break above it, come back down to retest. I'd be adding, you could add about 25% more of your position there. It would average you out somewhere in the middle, right? So let's say you get averaged out right there. You get averaged out right there. You know, have your stop loss. You'd probably want your stop loss. I'd say below this wick, it'd probably be a safe spot. So that's almost 12%.
That you're okay.
And it's almost 12%. The stop loss for your long.
Yeah, and at this point, honestly, if we retest this, if we break through and retest this 12-hour supply, I wouldn't be aiming to get out at here anymore. I would be holding until new highs. You know, the only reason I was planning on getting out, at least taking somewhat of profits there, is because we would have already been in almost the full position. You know what I'm saying? I would want to take some profits and then bought back in on a retest or something like that. You know, take some profits, compound a little lower. You know, some may say that could be over trading, but to me, taking profits and de-risking yourself along the way is never bad. You know.
Nope. I sell a little high and then buy the bounces.
If we break above here, you add 25% more of your position here. I'd be holding for new highs. You know.
I'm steady holding, and I said I got my steady hodl bag and 30% to do what Billy's saying.
And remember, so if this caused us to have a 12% stop loss below this wick, you know, we have once we break above and retest and show some signs of continuation up, now we got to break above this day one supply before we even think about new highs.
But then we're in uncharted territory again. You want to be in before that happens.
In the matrix,
There's no telling where we're going when that happens.
Yes.
You want to be in the mix before that happens.
And remember, with risk management involved, you know, you have to think ahead of time, you know. if you were to buy 25% of a position here and 25% of a position here on the bullish scenario, well, how is that going to work out as far as your stop loss? If you know you're going to need your stop loss below this wick, below these two supports, you got to do the math, right? So say you have a $10,000 trading account. You want to risk 2% on this trade. We have a 12% stop loss, so divide your risk by the percentage of your stop loss. So this means you could have almost $1,700 in play. So let's say $1,700 in play, right?
And
so
Bitcoin
and you could risk that with 12%?
With the 12% stop loss. So if we know that this bid was 25%, maybe up here in this range, you want to start de-risking yourself so that this bid is only $420. You know what I'm saying? So now you know. So take some profits so that this position is $420. This fill, the remaining open position you have is only $420. Now, on this retest, when you're looking to buy a little bit more, 25% more, you know you can buy another $420 worth here to get an average price in the middle here. With the stop loss at 12%, now you're in, let's just say we chose 420. So now you have $840 at risk, right? With the 12% stop loss. It's still only risking about, it's $100 now because you're only 50% filled, right?
Yeah.
So now let's say we break above, I would be adding the remaining 50% of my position on the retest of the daily supply here. So you can get in with you can get in with the other remaining $840 there, but you also have to remember that doing that, you're going to be getting a new average position around 3,700.
I mean, that's in my personal opinion, that's risky for the all-time high retest because once it goes through the all-time high, there's no telling how far it's gonna go. It could just go like a rocket.
Well, usually there will be a retest. There'll be a slight retest, and the retest is always confirming continuation.
If that's true, then we still have to retest 16K. If that's true,
yeah, I would only hope that we go to 16K.
I think we would still need to retest it before that.
But I want to go drop it.
This is just my personal opinion.
But another thing too is like, let's say we do break above here and retest this. We don't know that we're going straight through this daily supply. So maybe what you could be doing is, as support continues to tap this 12-hour supply, maybe you can potentially continue to add little bits there as support begins to form, so you can visually see it, just like what we're seeing here on this 4-hour supply, right? Okay, well, we bought a little there, right? Or we bought a little here, but now it started to tap it again. So now we're thinking, okay, look at the support that's forming here. Maybe it's, maybe we could be a little more confident that we could continue to add there.
It's like the 300 Spartans there.
Yes.
They're holding the line.
It really all just depends. You want to take current price action and give yourself a bullish or bearish bias. You know what I'm saying? As support starts to form, add a little more. Just don't go all in on the first tap of this 12-hour supply. You want to scale in and scale out. That.
You do not want to tap it.
But yeah, I mean, those are a couple theories for Bitcoin. If we switch over to Ethereum.
And if anyone is slightly confused, we are actually going to have weekly updates with beginning tutorials on just even the basics of how to buy a Bitcoin and the simplest avenues of how to get into Bitcoin. So if any of this sounds like a different language, well, it is, right? It's coding. It is a different language, but Billy's gonna be updating and doing tutorials on the basics. So you'll be able to catch up on this if you're sitting there like me sometimes.
How do I get a Bitcoin and send it to somebody? We're gonna show you
ascending we got you.
And with Ethereum, I know last week we mentioned that this 4-hour supply would be a good spot to buy a little bit, but I should have went in more detail on other, places to put some bids, and these were places that we chose to put some bids, and we got filled.
Did we do good?
We got filled on a couple bids. But I
I
did decide to de-risk here, so I took half my position off here.
Okay.
Tiny gain, made a tiny gain, but it allowed me to get my average position lower while being at risk half the amount. You know what I'm saying? Because we're tapping a 4-hour supply here that we already saw rejection here. Same with Bitcoin. If you look at these, there's 4 straight consecutive 4-hour candles that have just gotten sold off in this zone. So I chose a de-risk there. We're at risk half the amount, and what I want to see, to get filled up some more.
$10,000 Ethereum.
So we got filled here on the 4-hour supply. We got filled another 25% here on this daily demand, right?
So this is laddering.
Yeah, scaling in. Ladder your bids in little by little on supports. And always, you got to think ahead, right? You got to think, well, if I buy this much here and this much here and this much here, well, I need a stop loss here, just for example. You got to take your percentage into account. You got to think ahead. Okay, if I buy here, here, and here, but I need a stop loss here with only 2% at risk of my account, how much can I really get? So I think we do have a video on how to calculate your risk and your position sizing on our YouTube channel if you guys want to check that out. You really got to think ahead and plan ahead, which is what we did. But since I know that this seems like some potential pretty strong resistance, I've decided to de-risk here. Place a stop loss here. If this continues up, I'm keeping my stop loss here, right? But if we get rejected, since I have de-risked a little bit, I don't even have a stop loss in play yet. If we break above, I'm keeping my stop loss there, or I'm placing my stop loss there. But right now, I don't have a stop loss. I want to get filled at this 4-hour green zone demand, right? So I've de-risked half my position. I want to buy the other half at this 4-hour
once
demand.
Once it bounces off, and then you set that as your stop loss once it bounces?
Yep.
Got it.
So let's, for example, I de-risked. So we have about 37% of our accessible position in play right now instead of 75 or 25% because we got filled 225% bids, right? So we were 50% worth of our accessible position based on how much we can risk. I have de-risked it to 25%. Now, what I want to do is buy 50% more of my accessible position here at this green zone. So what that's going to do is that's going to give us an averaged entry right around this zone right here, right? If we get filled for 50% here, we got filled 25% here, we're going to be averaged out right around here. Now I want my stop loss below this. You could do the wick. But another thing is I was looking at is this 4-hour 200 moving average. That 4-hour 200 moving average holds up as pretty damn strong support most of the time.
Yeah.
So
it's going to be going up, right?
So I think right around this zone would be good. We'd have about an 8% stop loss because in the coming days
below the 200.
By the time that price falls potentially there, you got to think that this moving average is going to move up towards this way, right?
Yes.
So my stop loss is going to be placed right below that,
the 200,
underneath some of these wicks that I see have held up as support right here. So if we place it there, I think that would be a good spot. And then I'd add the remaining 25% of my position on a retest of this 4-hour supply before potentially
we're going to do this. We're going to have an account where we put our money where Billy's mouth is. This is Vegas. We're going to put
we'll have a live trading.
And Billy could do this with our account live, and you could see the progress of what we do. So we're just not up here jibber jabberoni, and we're going to actually put money into this.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool, because then we can actually show you guys exactly. We'll show you guys our real account. You know what
we're doing with our money. I don't want to lose money. We're gonna
trade live on the show for you guys.
Yeah,
we'll stocks and crypto.
We're gonna start it up so that we're actually doing what we be saying.
So
and with that said, none of that is financial or investing
don't
advice.
Listen to us, dude. We're the Cryptardz. Come on, man. Look at me. Look at this beard. You should not take any financial advice off of me. I look like homeless in California and moved to Vegas. There's no way.
That's not hard to be homeless in California right now. I think majority of California is homeless right now.
So the current levels that we're watching on Ethereum, like I said, we got filled here, we got filled there. We had an average an average buy in the middle of both of those, since they were equal amounts. We came up to this 4-hour supply that acted as resistance there. I decided to de-risk a little bit, took half off the table, so we were only in play for 25%.
So are we in the profit from where we bought in?
But not by much.
Okay, but we are in the profit.
Yeah, okay. And the only reason I decided to de-risk, obviously, as I mentioned already, is that we are up against a supply zone that was acting as resistance. And I'm hoping my reason for me doing that was that I'm hoping for a down move back to this 4-hour demand, the green zone, get filled for 50% more of our position as well, and it would also be confluent with the 4-hour 200 moving average, which is a pretty good support zone. A lot of people look to buy the dip at the 4-hour 200 moving average. So I'm just trying to think ahead here. We're at resistance. If we fall down, I think that would be a good spot to buy in at, to add on to our current position. So once we do get that fill, we're going to be getting an average buy right around there. Stop loss below it, below some of these wicks down in this zone that I see with support. And, after that, we should be back on and off to the races.
What's your call for this weekend? What do you think where are we going to be at next week?
So a couple of key levels to just watch is, if we get, and that's the other thing. That was the bearish bias. So now the bullish bias is we actually do make it back above this 4-hour supply, hit the previous all-time high, come back down to retest the 4-hour supply. And that's the cool thing about de-risking at this zone is even though I took half off the table, I can always add it right back if we break above and then come back down to retest. I can just buy it right back. You know what I'm saying? Why not take some profits?
Yes.
Even though they were small, minuscule profits. But
profit's a profit.
Sell at resistance. I sold half at resistance. And if we do end up breaking back above without coming back to hit this green zone, I can just add it back on the retest. You know what I'm saying? And if we do get back above, I may think about adding maybe 50% of my position back there. It's you really just kind of got it. You have to gauge it based on certain levels, and that's why playing it level by level and then being able to mark out these specific levels, which we'll do another lesson on order blocks and how to identify certain areas of supply and demand and support and resistance. We're going to continue to do those. Maybe next episode we can do that along with what were we saying? How to even buy Bitcoin? How to even
just
the cheapest ways. We're going to show you the cheapest ways of getting Bitcoin from one account to another.
What a Bitcoin address is.
There are some free options to buy Bitcoin. There are some options that charge, a small fee, and there's also options that charge ridiculous fees. So
we don't want people trying, and we like simple things. We don't want people sending Bitcoin to a Dogecoin address, sending their money to a meme. Just simple stuff like, how to even get in and link your account,
just
to
the basics,
buy Bitcoin. Like my brother was like, how do I even get in here?
How do I send you some money? How do I send you $10 in Bitcoin? So we'll teach you the most basic like that. How do you send your friend or family member $10 in Bitcoin?
And how you send me money as well. I'll have my QR code up
How to donate money to us.
Once you get it together
Can we bring the chart up real quick one time? So I just want to do a super quick breeze run through of what we just went over, right? So bullish bias for Bitcoin, right? So break above the 12-hour supply, retest it, bounce around here, bullish. Definitely bullish, right?
Forget above that.
That's the bullish scenario.
Well, what's the bears doing?
Bearish scenario. Reject once again off this 12-hour supply. Come down to sweep this low before potentially
getting in that zone.
Potentially working our way back up slowly.
That still seems bullish, though. That's not bearish.
Yeah,
that's still going up.
We're going up.
The
Buy.
Short-term bearish.
Short-term, I get you for that little dump.
Yeah, just to, because a lot of people might be looking at this move right now being like, oh man, it's making its way back up, and they may be getting excited, but you got to be able to identify these key supply and demand zones, because if you don't, you may think, oh, look, it's making its way back up to the to this top up here. But look, we're at a key supply zone, and it's a 12-hour. It's the higher the time frame, the stronger.
Buy when there's blood in the streets. So when it's red and I'm buying.
Once you can identify these levels and these zones, it becomes a lot easier to create these bearish and bullish biases. So that was for Bitcoin. Ethereum, right? We bounced off this daily demand. We need to get back above this 4-hour supply and retest before continuation up. That's the bullish side. Get above this 4-hour supply, which is around 1370.
Get it up.
Right? But we're at the 4-hour supply right now. So the bearish side would be to reject off of it, come back down and tap this 4-hour demand before potentially reversing the trend upwards.
The trend is your
friend.
So
just keep an eye on those levels.
Like Chucky said, I'll be your
look
friend
back,
to
rewind the video if you're a little confused. We went through it too fast. You can always rewind and rewatch it. But we'll be doing an update video once we see some key levels of market structure broken, reclaimed, all that stuff in a few days. We'll be doing an update video for you guys.
We will be explaining the simple stuff. And if you see me at your local hospital or morgue, don't go looking for these Robinhood folks, okay? As I'm pull some Youngstown stuff on them, okay? A couple kidneys here, a couple brain stems here. The revolution is here.
No, but before we do sign off for our second episode, I do want to say thank you to everybody that's supporting this Wallstreetbets movement and that's trying to bring down these hedge funds and give power back to the people in the exchanges where it should be. The fact that they're trying to take it away from us and that they can so blatantly, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, fuck 'em.
So we need to keep fighting. If you're holding GameStop, AMC, EXP, GNUS, KOSS, SKT, NAKD, and you're in a position where you're financially stable enough to actually hold it and it not affect you, then please keep holding.
Do it.
Let's make a statement. Let's prove something to these hedge funds.
Let's put it on their chin for a couple times so they realize they can't fuck with us.
That's real talk. And then to all of our viewers, subscribers, thank you so much for tuning in. Be sure, if you're not subscribed, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Follow us on Patreon, patreon.com/Cryptardz, and on all social medias @Cryptardz.
My OnlyFans will be in the link, maybe. We'll see if you're worthy. Somewhere down the line.
We will be opening up a private Discord server if you guys want access to altcoin plays, other altcoin plays, because we are taking altcoin plays personally. If you guys want access to those charts, we will have a paid subscription service, and if you guys want 24/7 access to maybe plays that you guys are interested in, if you guys want us to chart something out for you, give us our insight on those, we will also have another subscription-based service for that.
And you'll be able to subscribe to that through our Patreon. So be sure to go to patreon.com/Cryptardz.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
It's your boys, the Cryptardz. We out.
See you later.
Thank you.